Hi everyone, it's Sue from Scrappy Doo Sue. Today we're going to be doing episode 21 in Dee Dee Farago's YouTube challenge, hashtag 2021 TCTC. I just moved my notes out of the way. And it's episode 20, and she was inspired to do this by Roxy at Roxy Creations, and it really is very simple and straightforward. So here are two I made earlier because I made an earlier video and didn't realise that my battery was running out, and it ran out halfway through and I hadn't realised, and I just continued, so I had to redo it. I had made this one for a demo initially. So if you say this my glue book page, if this was my journal, you can have it as a flip out, so you could glue those two bits there and there and the two ends and have a tuck, and then on the other side of the page this would flip up like this, and we've got a pocket here like so. I've decorated this a little bit. When it's very busy paper I don't tend to do a lot of decorating, but I thought I'd put a homemade corner pocket there, and you put a nice long tag in there. I was thinking actually this is not the right tag, but say for instance if we used a really long tag that had a lovely design just at the right point, you could then show that through the window. So that's something that we could make on another occasion. But I also, when I was decorating it, I left this little piece here as a little corner tuck, so that if I wanted to put a ticket or something in there I could. So that's my two examples there. Obviously you have to be careful what you put in that pocket really, because you don't want it to show too much through that window, especially if you've got something, either a nice design on the page at the back of that window or a nice long tag. So you can, as I say, glue it on the edge of your page, or you can just glue it onto your page like that. And again, you can just leave those two ends glued and have that tuck there if you want to. So I'll show you how she made it. So we've just got one of our normal, I think they're DL window envelopes. The UK ones are slightly different to the US ones, so I will measure this for you. So this is, so let's put it down on the right way up. So it's 22 centimeters in width, and it is 11 centimeters high, and in imperial that is just over 8.5. So it is 8 and let me see, 8 and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 eighths. So 8 and 10/8 inches wide, and it's literally just under 4.5 inches tall. We're going to have it up this way, and the first thing we're going to do is get your paper trimmer out. I'm just going to stand up for this because I can't see too well sitting down. I'm a bit short. And you're just going to take a slither off each end of this envelope. Like so. And then we are going to open it out like this, and we're going to take it and we're going to cut down that fold there. So we're cutting essentially the back off. And you can keep this piece, the back piece, because you can make tags and pockets out of it, because you can collage it. So we will keep that piece. Oh gosh, I'm terrible for doing that. Now I'm going to have to cut a bit more off there now, because I've accidentally let the trimmer fall on it before I pulled it out. Okay, well that's not too big a problem. Just means it's a little bit slimmer than I wanted it to be. Okay, right. So this is what we've got now. Depending on which way you want it to flip out on your page, you would fold your pocket accordingly. So we're taking the bottom, we're having it lengthways like this, and we're taking the bottom up to the bottom edge of the envelope, up to the bottom edge of that window, and we're folding it down. Okay, now if you can flip it that way. Then if you wanted to flip it the other way, then you would turn it over and have the inside showing up the front, and you'd put that pocket and fold it up to the bottom of the window that side. Okay, so I think I'm going to do mine this way today. So I'm going to fold mine up like this, because I've already got two going in the other direction. So we'll try one going in this direction and see if it works. So we fold that, give it a good press down with your bone folder. Just going to ink that fold there so that you can see what I'm doing. Then you take the scissors and you are going to hang on a second, you're going to cut to mirror the shape of that end. You're going to just cut diagonally across there like so, and then you're going to cut up the fold line of that flap like so. Doesn't want to come out. Like so. Now when you turn it over, you can see the fold line, so try and cut right on that fold line, or even just inside it. So I'm just cutting another slither off like that. That wasn't very good, was it? Oh. Gosh, I've only just finished work really. I wanted to rush up here and do some crafting, because it's the only time I have, unless I do it at the weekend. So I am doing mine this way, aren't I? Yes. So then you've got your flip out piece and you've got this. Now I like to have a thumb hole in mine, so this is a good time to put a thumb hole in if you want to. It's entirely up to you. Dee Dee didn't put one in hers, but I'm just going to eyeball it and put one in mine like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, and I probably should have covered it before I put the thumb hole in, but I always forget that. We're going to just collage the back and we're going to collage the front. Okay, now these could make a lovely centerpiece if you wanted to make two flipping in the opposite directions like these. You could have them in your center spread of your journal, and you could have them in matching paper or corresponding papers, and I think that would be a lovely center spread. So anyway, let's get to the collaging, because I find that can take a bit of time. Now I'm going to use my tear ruler, and I am going to use some pieces out of Janie B's mystery bundle. I bought about 3 of her mystery bundles, Janie B journals, and I like these. And I think this one, I'm making a peacock journal, and I think these colours would look nice. So I've got 2 pieces here. So I think I'm going to do the front in this one. So we want to cover the whole area from there to there. Well, that's what I'm going to do. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. There's no set rule to do this. There's no rule that says you have to use a tear ruler, or you can use your scissors and cut it. You can use your paper trimmer. So I'm going to have that piece there. Now I don't like that. Let's move that over and have it. Okay, we need to take that. I can just see a tiny faint white edge. I just want to take that off. And now that's just going to fit. So because I've got a really white envelope that has not been coffeed or tea dyed or anything, I'm going to ink around my envelope very quickly, and I'm using Vintage Photo. So So I hope everyone's okay today. Today is Friday. I've just finished work. I've had a session 8 of my phototherapy treatment today, and had all of 2 minutes in the phototherapy booth. So it's quite tiring, you know, 3 times a week having to go over there, although it's like about 40 minutes away, 30 minutes on a good day traffic wise. And of course I picked a lunchtime appointment each time, so that's just a set appointment now. It's a lot lighter, the traffic, than it would otherwise be, but it's still extremely, I find it tiring because I'm working, I sort of tending to start work a bit earlier than I normally would, just to, you know, make sure there's nothing urgent waiting for me. And then I'm rushing back to, you know, make sure I haven't missed anything that's urgent again. So, you know, I get back to work. It takes an awful big chunk out of the day, because there and back, you know, I might only be in there for 2 minutes, but you have to get completely undressed. Every time you have to be in exactly the same state of dress or undress that you were in the time before. So you can't wear jewellery, you can't wear any creams, you can't wear any makeup. You literally have to go in like the way you were born, with nothing on at all. So I'm allowed to keep my wedding ring on, but I have to keep that on every time. I mustn't not have it on. So yeah, it's been a bit of a tiring week, I found. Right. So I think with the ink, I'm just having a think. I'm going to try and let's just turn that over and use that as a sort of a, well, it's not really the best thing to use as a, that's better. Let's use that back of that envelope, and I'm just going to ink down there to take away the white down the side of the window, like so. I just don't want the white showing as much as it is at the moment, so I'm just going to do that, and we'll just do the bottom, even though most of it doesn't show because the pocket will be there. Okay, now I don't think I can do that side because that's where the window is glued on, so we will leave that. Right, okay, so let's get back to the gluing and sticking. So I think I'll use, I'm trying to use up this glue stick. It's a supermarket one. I noticed I haven't finished it, and I don't like to have things unfinished, so good thing about this is you can go back round at the end and carry on inking up. So now this has, as we know, got a window. So let's see how we get on with tearing this down to fit this side. So the way I do it is try and keep it on that edge like that. I'm probably doing it a very awkward way. I think I'm going to tear it down there, like that, and then I think that I don't want too much over the window. If I can help it, I'd rather trim it off at the edge. So I think I'm going to have it up this way, and I'm going to glue that down. I'm just going to make that a bit darker, like that. Right, okay, there's my glue page. I was using as a fake junk journal page. Right, let's get going. Let's get this stuck down. You should always trim off at the end. Oh, this is where you get into an awful sticky mess, I think. Well, I do. Oh gosh, it's all twisted now. Oh gosh. Right, let's get it down. So we want it to the top of the envelope-ish. More up there. Bit more, like that. Down the side and like that. And I'm just going to, very, very sticky. It actually has gone more sticky than it was when I first bought it, actually. So I'm going to attempt to just trim that off there like that. We'll leave that. Get rid of that. Right, next bit. Let's see, which bit do I prefer? No, I do this bit here. So again, I'm just going to, I think there's a bee or a wasp in here now, buzzing around. So let me see on the back. Okay, let's use the tear ruler and we'll just tear down to the edge like that. Like so. Okay, now already have to turn that over. Right, make sure it's up the right way. Okay, right, now normally I would ink round these pieces as well, and I haven't done that. Oh, I wanted to as well. I'm not going to. Let's leave it. Let's leave well alone. Right. Oh, getting all stuck up. Okay, let's just glue. Down to about there. Making sure those edges have plenty of glue on. And just going to lay that down. Just going to move that over a tiny bit. Oh gosh, excuse me, but there's a wasp or something around me. Oh, it's gone. Oh dear, that was a shock. Sorry about that. Dear, oh dear. That is because I have the window open. How dare he come in while I'm videoing? It's not the dog, it's something else. Let's give that a fold over and we will cut that along there. Make sure you don't cut your envelope. Okay, right, so I've got that done, and then we're going to just cut round the outline of the flap, trim off those bits, and I'm going to trim down the edge there. Yes, I'm glad it's Friday. I bet you're all glad it's Friday too. Been a busy week. Things are hotting up at the hospital now. Not back to normal, but we're getting there, I think. Right, so we just want a piece to go across the top and a piece to go across here like that. So I think I'm gonna have that there like that. So we just give that a glue. Does anyone else get into a pickle when they are collaging anything like me? I just get into a right mess with it. Just put that there, like so. and we have not got a small enough piece left. It's a bit like patchwork, isn't it? So I think we'll have that piece up there. I think we'll just go straight over there like that with it to mirror the other one down the bottom. And glue book back. Well, it's not a glue book, it's just a glue page. And I'm going to have it up that way. No, I'm having it that way, and then I'm going to trim it off. So I'm just laying it down as close to the top of that window as possible. Like so. And somebody once again has got the car engine running outside. So I think I might have to shut this window. Okay, so that's that piece. So now we want to decorate this flap here. So let's decorate that in oh, I like this piece because on this paper there's this lovely piece here. That's nice. So let us I think I'm going to leave that straight edge actually, because I don't want to tear off too much of this. Do I really? I'm not very good at tearing a tiny piece off the edge. That is the problem. I will attempt to do it, and if I ruin this piece, then I've only got myself to blame. See, this is what happens, and you have to, I find I have to press this ruler down really hard to get that purchase. That wasn't too bad. Right, okay, so we're going to have it so that it's equal either side ish, like that. And I am going to, I do apologise for my neighbour. I think it's somebody who picks up their children from a neighbour. Just marking that out so I know where to do a tear ruler. I don't know, he always seems to come and leave his engine running. And one night actually we were watching TV and we could hear this engine running, and it was running for well over an hour, and we could actually hear it. We're like 2 doors up. So I went out to them, and he was just sat in it with the girl from the house, his ex-partner or whatever, chatting, and I'm afraid I spoilt their fun. And I asked him very politely if he could turn his engine off. I said, do you realise we can hear that in our house? We're, you know, trying to relax, and we're actually watching something on the TV. And he did turn it off. He was perfectly fine about it. But I just think sometimes, I'm not going to say younger people, I'm just going to say people sometimes do not realise what they're doing, or how it affects everyone else. So now you can see why I should have left the thumb hole. And that piece is slightly too long for there. Oh dear, we're all stuck up now. We'll get rid of that. I'm not keeping these bits of sticky scraps. It's not worth it. So there we have our pocket. We obviously can trim off anything we need to afterwards. I'm going to wait for that to dry, and at the end, before I glue it, so you're just going to glue that side and that side, I am going to put the thumb hole back in. So now we have our fold here. Let's get that fold down with the bone folder, because I'm going to have it like that. So this side I now want to collage. So I'm going to use this other piece because I thought it went well with this piece. It's got all the colours in it, the hint of the lilac-y purple. So again we are going to now that's got the straight edge, that's this side of the paper, so let's tear that down. So if you're going to do that sort of edge, you need tear edge, and then you need to really make sure they're all like it, don't you? Right, so once again I am just going to mark out where it is with my pencil, so I can just literally tear down that piece. Oh, like that. Right. Move that out of the way. Okay, so I am going to glue that down now. I was just going to get the distress ink then instead of the glue. It's been a long day. I probably don't need to go right to the bottom with it, but you do have to make sure you have completely covered it and go over it 2 or 3 times. Otherwise, if you look at it in the light, you can see all the patches you've missed. Okay, right, move that out of the way, and taking the top edge. Now, did you spot what I just did? I have glued the whole thing, and I don't want it to be glued down to that window, do I? Okay, we won't have that piece. We'll leave that to dry. Good job we have one more piece to use. So we are going to cut a strip. Now I wonder if the strip that I cut off, I wonder if that will fit down there, and it will. So although it hasn't got that edge, I am going to use it, I think, rather than waste it. So I'm going to rip it there and glue that down first. I think I was getting carried away then. Too much chattering and not enough concentration. So these edges would have been better if they had been distressed, but we've done it now, so it's going to trim that. Like so, and I think that could come over a bit. I just noticed when I turned it over that it was fairly close to that window and was overlapping the piece behind, so, and I could see it, but I don't really want to see it. So let me just glue down this edge of here. That's it. Sometimes it's easier to glue the piece rather than what you're going to stick to it. Right. So we want it to the top edge. We don't want it. That's better. That's much, much better. Okay. Right. Don't need to trim that, I don't think. Oh yes I do. Yes I do. I can just see it when I lifted that pocket up. So I'm just trimming down that edge like so. Okay, now we want this piece here. So we want, I'm going to move it up slightly. I'm just going to straighten this edge because it's not how I want it. I may make it worse than it was before, however. Right, that's better. So we want it like that, and to say there. So I'm just going to rip along there. And this does not have to be precise, which is a good job really, isn't it? Considering the mess I'm making. Okay, so we're going to glue this down, and we only want to glue down to about there. Okay, right. So I just put my fingers there, then I won't glue that area. I find glue sticks to be stickier than using any of the other glues, to be honest. And we want to position it to the top and check that window, and a good rub down. And now I've got bits of paper stuck to my scissors. I don't think the scissors like this glue stick much. So I'm just following the edge of the flap round and trimming it all the way up, like so. That's it. I just trim that bit there that I can see. Right. Okay. So refold that down. So now we have this piece to trim off. Right, okay, hope you can't hear my neighbour calling her dog. Gosh, they came up here, it was so quiet, and all of a sudden the world and his wife are out there doing God knows what. Right, so this piece I'm going to put down the corresponding piece to patch it up with. I think that looks quite nice. So let's off there and out there. Like so. Okay, so I want to tear this bit off like that. Okay, let's glue this down. So I wonder what everyone's been up to this week. What have you all been doing? Have you all been busy crafting? Have you all had a good week? Sun is out, the weather is glorious at the moment, although when I went out this morning it was quite chilly. Took my grandson to school this morning and dropped him off. Harry, and now they have what they call a turning circle, so if you go down in the car you can actually park, you can actually just drive straight into the front of the school, and they direct you over to a spot, and then they open the door and get the child out, and they go in straight away rather than queuing up, because at the moment they're still queuing up. Keeping their distance outside the school. So up until, oh, I don't know, a couple of weeks, well, up and just before he broke up for Easter, he let Mummy drop him off at the turning circle. He wouldn't let me do it, but today he asked me if I wanted to. He said, "Oh, Nanny, if you want to, you know," because I pick him up from his mum's on a Friday morning, whereas Daddy's house is just up the road from his school, so we park on the drive, and then we walk up, and then I walk back up and collect the car. But Mummy lives right across the other side of town, so I have to drive there, pick him up, and at the moment the traffic is so awful that we're having to leave virtually as soon as I get there, Mum, at the same time as Mummy. I'm just going to cut that thumb hole like so. Yes, so let's give that an ink round now before we glue it down. Yeah, so going down in the car, what I would normally have done if I'd had the time, was going in a bit earlier. Now they're all back. I would park at Daddy's, and then we'd walk up again. It's always nice to walk, unless it's absolutely torrential rain. I prefer to walk. It's good exercise, and it's an opportunity for me and Harry to have a nice little chat along the way. You know, we catch up on what's going on and what he's been reading at school and how he's getting on at school and all that. You know, it's just nice to have that one-to-one time with him. He's 9, so, you know, you can hold a good conversation, and I really enjoy his company. And Arthur. So Arthur's my other grandson. He lives in Hampshire, and he's 9 in June, so there's 3 months between them. So yeah, they're both such lovely boys, and really lovely to spend time with them. But they're growing up so fast, which is such a shame, really, to me anyway. Right, I'll just ink that edge a bit there. Right. Okay, so that is done. So we're just going to glue this down now with my, let's put this glue stick away for a minute, with my Cosmic Shimmer that I have now had to turn upside down in my pencil pot, because I'm hoping it will come out a bit easier, but I'm better off if I hold it up to try and do a thin bead of glue. Now it's not coming out at all, and it's been suspended upside down since the last time I was up here crafting. So let's try and put a thin bead of glue. My goodness me, what is up with it? I know there's still at least a quarter in here because I can feel the weight of it. Let's give that a good twizzle round. Oh, that's better. So the good twizzle worked wonders. Oh dear. Ah, gosh. It's a bit gloopy there. There's a bit of a... oh, a long piece there. Where's my tissue? Let's get rid of that. And we're just going to glue that down now. And just get my dry wipe and just squeeze out that excess. So it's either all or nothing with this glue at the moment. And that's the pocket glued down. Right, okay, so what we could do now is we will do a little bit of decorating. I don't want to keep this video on too long. So we've got a pocket, so I can see that, yeah, that's fine. I think the bit behind though needs a bit of extra glue. Let's just stick that down. The glue stick obviously didn't go right across there. I don't want to get too much on the window, although it does dry. So I want to just press it under the pocket. pocket like that. Oh, now the pocket's right. I must not mess about with that because it's not quite dry. Okay, so we can make tags. So I've got some of these just plain craft tags which I purchased, and I think we will collage up one of these. So we've got some collagey bits here. So let's see what we got. What have we got that we can use? Bits of scraps. So tend to use up as much of the scraps as I can. Right, so I think these would be quite nice on here. So we've only got a very small tag, so we could capture that greenish butterfly. That would be nice. It would mean having to chop. But I tell you what we'll do, we will fussy cut that one out. First of all, and then we can use it afterwards. We'll just quickly fussy cut around that. Very pretty butterfly. Oh, I can hear, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's a bumblebee. I think it might be a wasp. Seem to already have quite a few wasps around at the moment. I don't know why. But, you know, the trick with them, as I always told my girls who are absolutely terrified of them, do not move about. If you start jumping up and down and flapping your arms, they are attracted to vibration. So the more you flap about, the more they're going to come for you. And essentially they're harmless. They don't just come straight up to somebody and sting them just because they could. I think they only do that if they feel that they're in danger, like any creature really. So I tend to leave them alone, although they get quite angry if you try and put them out. So I'm sort of, I might leave him where he is until I've finished. He may go out of his own accord, but he may not. Right there, that's lovely. Okay, so we've got that. So now let's what else can we have on here? Let's sort of look at it. We could cut out a piece. If I cut that section out, that's quite nice with the drippy paint. So let's just draw around this tag. Let's have a go at doing that, see how we get on. Oh gosh, I drew on it then. And I'm going to collage it, but I just thought if I put down a base piece first, and to see if this works. I don't know if it will work or not, who knows, but crafting is great for practicing and learning and finding out what, you know, exploring different ways of doing things, isn't it? So let's do that. So let's, because we can put the hole back in, so let's stick that on. We'll give that a nice ink round first. What has everyone got planned for the weekend? I've actually got a hair appointment tomorrow. Because I've been going to my hairdresser for years, as soon as they knew that the announcement came that hairdressers were going to be able to open from the 12th onwards, she rang me up before a week, I think it was about a fortnight actually before that date. As soon as Boris announced it, they got cracking and they rang up all their regulars to offer them obviously appointments first. and which is be nice to see her. Katie, be nice to see her and catch up with what she's been up to in lockdown. I don't know how she's, because her partner is a builder, so I don't actually know how they've been coping really, because financially they must have been struggling a bit, I would say. Although builders and all the tradesmen seem to have been making a killing actually, because I are so busy, they're all booked up to the hilt, which is great. I think it's great. I suppose everyone's been in lockdown and they're all looking around their homes, because if you work full time, you don't tend to spend a lot of time at home, only at weekends and in the evenings, and often you don't notice a lot of things, you know. But when you're at home shut up, and especially during the winter months, I suppose if you're not that way inclined to be able to do things yourself, which my husband's not brilliant. He's electronics, so that's his trade, so he's good at, you know, fault finding anything. Let's think around this lovely butterfly. So he's very good at that. But I remember once a few years ago in a previous house, I asked him if he could change the tap on the outside tap in the garden, because it wasn't working properly. And he came up and said to me, "Oh, I've done it, you know, it's amazing, come and see." And it was upside down. Don't tell him I told you, but it was upside down. But he was pleased as punch. And when I said, "But it's upside down," he got all, you know, all narky about it. Said, "Well, you know, I've done it, haven't I? You know, aren't you grateful for that?" And I just thought, okay, yeah, it's lovely, dear. Now I've got these little bits of vellum actually in a pack of stickers, so I might just tear down the edge and use this as a piece, because I was thinking I don't actually know what I might do with these apart from using them in a collage. So maybe we'll just tear those two sides, because otherwise with my tearing skills it'll end up with nothing. So we've got that there. Maybe we'll have the butterfly at an angle like that, and maybe we'll put something under it. I don't want to make it too bulky though, because otherwise it's got to go in that pocket. So maybe we'll just layer it up with some very thin things like that, perhaps is quite nice. I'll just cut that down a bit there. Perhaps we'll have that showing down the bottom like that. We have it twisted round. That's quite nice. And then I wonder if I've got anything in my scraps jar that I fits in with the colour scheme, so that we've got all these tiny bits of scraps. I don't know why I've kept them. Oh, this is lovely. This is very pretty. I think we'll put some of this in. So just lay it down for a minute and see. Oh, I like that. I really do. Do like that. So just pull a bit down there. Oh, decision. So I think we could tear a tiny bit off the edge of this. It's probably a bit too big. If I do that side, I'm gonna have to do this side, aren't I? Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. We've done it now. So that fits there, and we have that like that. Oh, I can hear another person out there talking loudly now. So I wonder what that would be like in the pocket. My pocket's stuck down a bit. Let me just... either it sticks or it doesn't stick. And that I can see hasn't stuck down either. Oh, a day for glue. Oh, I think that buzzy thing answered me then. What does he know about it? There's nothing. Don't pretend you know anything. You don't. Stick to what you do know. Right, that's better. Okay, so if I use that and have it in there like so, yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, let's do it. Let's stick these down. Go for it. Come on. Oof, it's going to be very sticky. Actually, I'm just going to ink round this. Like so. Has got a nice little pattern on it, but I don't really know what it is. I think it's just blobs, splodges. Right, okay. Oh gosh, let's put that down like so. Okay, and then we're going to need, we'll leave that on its side, and we're going to need a bit of Fabri-Tac for this. Just have to wait for that to come down. So that is going to be a nightmare, this oh, whatever it's called, fibres I'm going to call it. It comes as a long piece actually, and they're just offcuts of, it's kind of a mixed piece. I haven't got anything bigger. I know I haven't got anything bigger to show you, but yeah. Right, let's, come on glue, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Race to the finish line. Oh, I can see it in there. That's better. Okay, let's put a bit there. Leave that on its side as well, and we wanted that kind of down the end of it there. Now we'll put that blob, spread that all around there like so, and this go away and find the fibres which are all getting into right old was. I stick that down. Actually, let's use this Fabri-Tac. Some of it's glooped out, so I'm going to just use my finger and spread it. So my hands are already sticky, so I might as well. Oh gosh, I don't know what happened to that. My phone, has it been like that for long? I do hope this is not going to be another unsuccessful video that I'm going to have to redo. Right, okay, that's that. And then at the bottom, we're just going to put a little label. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I could put that nice stamp there if I ink round it. Yes, let's do that. Let's ink round this stamp. This is out of the Tim Holtz field note snippets. My gosh, that Fabri-Tac comes out on its own okay, doesn't it? But when you want it to come out, I've put it that side because that's blank there. Let's just put that there like so. Oh, get rid of all these bits because they're all sticking to everything. And that's the tag done now to go in this pocket. I won't put it in now, but there we are. And on the back, let's decorate the back with something. So let's see, what have we got? We've got some tickets, which are stickers we could put over there. They're a nice colour, aren't they? I could just cut some of that off. Into individual tickets. Like so. See if we can get this peeled off. So I think what we'll do is we'll put that down there in that corner, like so. And then we've got, let's find some flowers or something, and find some that we can decorate this with on this side. Let's have a look at some of these Tim Holtz bigger pieces. These are the Tim Holtz botanical snippets, but they're really big, as you can see. But there are some really nice pieces. Now that would be nice there, like so. Then I think when I use this piece on the page, I think I'll make sure there's something behind the window wherever I position it, because obviously the tag I've made is not long like I suggested. I don't have to use that tag in this. I just thought I'd make a tag, or, you know, do a tag on video for you all. So these are really pretty. These could actually layer up a couple of these, like so. That would be nice. Actually, I like that. So let's just cap this ink and pin this glue first, even though we're going to use one of those again. Put that in there. My ink. And I'm just going to ink these up because they are really white. I am not going to try and fussy cut any of that white out. It's very thick cardboard, but we just dull it down a bit like that. So just run your dauber over it gently like that, and we'll do the same with this one. So like so. Run the dauber over there, and we'll stick those on like that. Okay, let's get the paper tack out because they are very thick, heavy pieces of card, and they do need something with a bit more oomph like this. Well, it's 3-in-1 beacon. I'm always calling it Fabri-Tac. You know, I think it's the same, but you know, no one's come back and argued that it isn't. So it's very much the same, I think, just packaged differently. It depends where you get it from. So we'll put that up there on that join like so. And then before that has time to set. Oh, my hands are very sticky. Oh, sorry about that. We will just lift that up, pop that there like that, like so. There, that's very good. Right, I am all sticky. I'm going to have to wash my hands soon. Oh gosh, put the cap on that because it's just dribbling out everywhere. Right, so that's that. And then maybe we'll have something at the top. We could have another of these tickets just to mirror that one down the bottom and keep it simple like that. Let's see. Or we could have a label. Let's just have a look, see what we have in our labels. Some of which are here. Let's find a nice one with, well, that's quite nice, but it's very white. I'd have to distress that one's, oh, that's quite nice there. Maybe that one. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Now, sometimes the first one or two that you pull out really are the best. Now there is, no, that's not cut round properly. No, I think we will use one or other of these. I think this one's nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink round it, see what it looks like, and then I'll try and dull it down a bit. So just gently, I find it easier to hold it and do it. By putting it down on a surface, I tend to press too hard, and then you get circle marks on these things. So let's see. Now that's nice. That's just a plain label, and you can put whatever you like on it. So let's, where's my glue now? I cannot see it. Here it is. Right, and I think we'll just call that, oh my goodness me, how awful. Now that's better. Right, well, I do hope you could actually see what I was doing then. I hadn't realised the camera had moved. I must have done it. Can't blame anyone else, can I? So I'll have to review this video, and if I don't like it, I'll be making another one. So there we are. I think that's going to be okay. Don't think we need anything else on it. Don't think we've got any really small things. No, don't want that. No, I start then over egging everything. So I think we'll leave it at that. You can always add embellishments to things when you put them in your journals or whatever you're going to use them in. Just trim down there. Yes, so there we have it. Right, let's just pin this glue. Put this Fabri-Tac away. And this glue stick, which never seems to go down. When you want to use things up, they just seem to take forever. Get rid of some of this out of the way. So I will probably see you again over the weekend. That is my intention anyway. And enjoy your evening, and let's have a look at what we've made. So we have made this flip, which, as I said, can go on the edge of a page. Right, so that was your journal page. You can have it on the edge like that and flip it up like that. Have a long tag with a nice design to go in there, but because I'm having mine to flip this way, I will probably just put something nice on the background of the paper to show through there. And then we've got a pocket here like that. We've made a tag for it, and you can do these either way. So the other ones, one of the other ones I made flips the other way like this. It just depends on which side you turn the pocket up, so just remember that. Okay, so that is an easy envelope flip out, and you can make them with old scrappy envelopes that you've had mail in. whatever you want to use. You can make them in different size envelope, doesn't have to be this particular size. So there we have it. Okay, thanks for joining me today. Take care everyone. Bye bye.